Hello there. We are back again, finishing up our Celebrity Equinox series with a video on the bars and lounges aboard the ship. And there's 12.5 bars and lounges. We're going to talk about them in order from our least favorite to our favorite. But we're going to start with the one that we consider to be half a bar because they kind of have a specialized menu.
Yes, it was Cafe El Bacio, which was the place famous for good coffee. They also have some coffee-based martinis, possibly other kinds of coffee-based drinks. I had a martini there, presented quite nicely. He actually took like a little stencil kind of a thing and placed it on top and then sprinkled cocoa in the numbers and presented it, and it had that number.
Yeah, it looked pretty.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
Did it taste as pretty as it looked?
It did not, to my liking. It was, too coffee tasting, I guess.
All right. So anyway, that one's sort of the half the lounge. Then, because we don't want to make any of these bars feel sad that they were our least favorite bar, we grouped the last three together as tied for 10th on our list. The three that we had tied for 10th were Ocean View Cafe, which is the bar inside the buffet, basically. That bar, really nothing special, a lot of canned beverages. Is a good place to get cold water if you've got a excursion coming up on the day. I got Bloody Marys there. It's a good place for mimosas and things like that, but it's nothing special. Quasar, not open all the time, a small bar right outside the theater and right outside Celebrity Central, where they do a lot of their game shows. So it's convenient during those times. Again, nothing special there. And then in the lobby, there was a passport bar. Honestly, it was closed more often than it was open. And it was just a fine place to go get a mixed drink. All right, so now we're moving to ones that we liked a little bit more. And you tell them about number 9.
Sky Observation Lounge, all the way at the top. They have interesting drinks, all zodiac based, like astrology kinds of drinks. I'd recommend you take a look at that menu and choose something if you're up there. It's a very interesting menu. And the pool bar was another favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that bar is probably the long lines, especially at sea days. But they have like great frozen cocktails, your like drinks of the day you'll find there.
Yeah, we tried some frozen and some non-frozen. So what drink would you recommend there?
The pina colada.
Frozen or not?
Frozen.
All right. That's a pool bar. 7th on our list was the casino bar. And the casino bar was usually pretty empty. It was a place we passed through a lot as we traveled through there. It was a great place to stop and get a drink as you moved around the place. Service was always really good. I didn't notice them doing any specialty drinks. I would typically get a mixed drink, and Jackie would get a wine or a mixed drink, and we just carry on our way. But we liked the service there, and we liked the fact that we never had to wait.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Number 6 would be the Mast Bar. It is a level above the pool bar and typically less crowded than the pool bar. And my favorite drink there, which I got several times, would have been the mudslide.
Yeah, you actually convinced me to have it, and I was right on board that idea too. They were pretty yummy. Another frozen drink. So up there on the pool deck and the deck above, frozen drinks seem to go down pretty well. All right, number 5 was one of my favorites. It wasn't as big a deal to Jackie. In fact, I think she only went there once the entire trip, but it was a world-class bar, and I liked the mixologists or whatever they're called there. They made some really creative drinks, and they are on the high end, so you need to have the premium drink package to enjoy it. They do all kinds of cool things to their drinks, including what they garnish them with and the way they mix them. And my recommendation there, especially if you haven't tried it before, is do a smoke-infused bourbon drink. Excellent.
Number 4 would be the Ensemble Lounge. That is to me, it was a wine kind of a bar atmosphere. They have a piano in there. They have all these comfy lounge chairs, and it's dark.
So you didn't have to see who you were with?
Exactly.
Wow. And they had like sultry kind of music,
Yeah,
live
good
music there.
in there. Yeah, it's a great chill place.
Yeah, I don't drink wine, but I totally agree with the vibe in there. It was pretty neat. It's fun to just sink down in the chairs and just soak up. I would typically have a good beer while she was sipping her awesome wines. All right, now we're down to our top three, and there's probably not going to be any surprises here if you've been on this ship before. Number three is the Craft Social Bar, where I had my favorite single creation on board the ship. You know what that was?
What was it?
You don't have any idea?
No. An old fashioned.
Yes, but not just any old fashioned. I had a bunch of old fashions here. They did a build your own old fashioned where you decided what your bourbon was going to be, what your mixers were going to be, your garnishes, your bitters. It was just awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I bet people are going to say, "Wow, I wasn't that number one."
Well, I loved it. You didn't love it. You just were okay with it.
I'm like, I'll have a Jameson and ginger ale.
Right, which you could get almost anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was a cool bar. And not just that, the vibe in there was pretty relaxing. Another place, there was high top tables. There were lots of places to sit. There were TVs on. There were a couple games. I think foosball was in there. Just a nice laid back vibe, good bartenders and good drinks.
Yeah, great place to go watch games. Great place if you're waiting for your dinner reservation. Super close to that, to the restaurant. You can go over there and take your buzzer with you.
True. We did that a couple times while we were waiting for our table at the Silhouette Dining Room. All right, before we get to numbers 1 and 2, just a quick reminder that we did do a full video review of our trip on Celebrity Equinox, which will be linked above. And we also did a shorter video on the cruise ports we visited on this Western Mediterranean cruise.
Yeah, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
Yeah. And Portugal, we had Lisbon and Porto. Cadiz in Spain, we started in Barcelona. So you can check that video out up there as well. But now on to number 2. And if you've been on the ship, you've probably been at this bar and you probably loved it too. It's up on deck 15 in the back of the ship. And it's called the Sunset Bar. And as the name implies, it's an amazing place to watch the sunset. We were up there sometimes where it was really quiet and we were about the only people there, and other times where they had live music and it was a nice chill place to relax. But the seating is really comfortable. The view is amazing. And all the bartenders we had back there were super friendly. Mm-hmm. Our recommended drink there, Aperol Spritz. It just seemed to fit. So that's what we did up there on the 15th deck of the Sunset Bar. And that leaves one. Oh, did you want to say something about the Sunset Bar?
Yeah, the Aperol Spritz is kind of like the sunset. You know, it's orange. Goes nice with the sunset.
Awesome, yes. Perfect. All right, so now on to number 1. And again, if you've been on Celebrity Equinox, this is most people's favorite bar, so it's not a huge surprise.
The Martini Bar. Yeah, it is a great, amazing bar. So the bar top is ice. They also have a sculpture of a ship made of ice. And the bartenders they're amazing. They are very talented they almost have like a performance from time to time. Got a great amount of flair. If you ask for a flight, they perform an amazing show with making the flight. And their menu has so many choices that I would definitely recommend. If you want to try some different kinds of martinis, go for the flight. Not only do you get the show, but you get to try a bunch of different martinis. Although my favorite, and it's a tie, was between the chocolate martini and the snowflake martini.
Yeah, and I tried both of them, and they were both pretty darn good. And they have somewhere you can eat. They have flowers garnished, and the flowers are edible. The only thing I will say, everything you said about the flight is 100% accurate. You have to pay for the flight. Yes. That doesn't come with the drink package. If you have the premium drink package, each of the martinis are included, but you don't get the full flight. It's a little more expensive. Mm-hmm. But even if you had to pay for it, do it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
All right, so that's it. Those are all 12 and a half bars and lounges on the Celebrity Equinox. We tried them all.
Yeah, we did.
because we're dedicated and we care about you. And we didn't drink a ton, but
We did not.
we did make sure we tried every bar at least a couple of times.
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't subscribe to us, what should they do?
They should like us
And subscribe.
and
And hit the
subscribe
notification
and follow
bell.
us and do all the things you all probably know way more than we do.
Yes. And now do we say ciao?
No, we say cheers.
Oh. Cheers.
Cheers.